Welcome back to Code Hive, the place where we make it work, make it right, and make it fast. So it's been a while since I actually recorded a video. I've been so busy, so caught up, and yeah, apologies for that. But I'm so excited for introducing a new framework that I want to discuss with you guys and share with you. So we'll be looking at Django. So there's many videos that pronounce it differently. Many people pronounce it differently. Some say Django, some say Django. I mean, I don't know. But personally, for me, I'm going to go with the Django option. So to those who pronounce it as Django, good for you. Good for all of us. you know. So um so yeah, basically, in this video I want to just introduce what Django is and also talk about the different data types, or like in this case the models, like the different yeah, the model fields. Yes, the model fields. So yeah, it will make sense. I think I just forgot the word for a minute there, but I'm back. So basically, what is Django, right? So Django is a framework for building websites and web applications using Python, right? So do I feel like you should have some knowledge about Python? Yes and no. It's more like a 50-50 thing, really. Um, but I will explain to you guys what I mean by 50-50 thing in terms of knowing Python. Yeah, but for now, what is Django, right? So basically, if I can just explain it to you guys, right? Um, it's more of like how can I say it? If you want to be a full stack developer, or if you are a full stack developer or a back end developer, right, then you would normally use like SQL. Maybe you would use SSMS, or whatever you use for your back end. But in this case, Django can be used as your back end part, right, when developing websites and all that stuff. So like the second point says over there, it provides tools and shortcuts that help developers create websites faster by handling common tasks like storing and retrieving data from a database. Exactly, like I said, it's more of your back end stuff, so your database stuff, right? So if you know, personally I feel like if you do know your SQL, like your you know creating a table and all that stuff, like it shouldn't be too hard, especially in terms of views, right? We did look at some examples on how to create a view and what a view is in my previous videos. So it's more, yeah. I don't know, I want to just explain the basics without going in depth, because I know that I will be getting in depth with my upcoming videos, right? So another thing, I wanted to say something, but I think it kind of left my mind. um okay, yeah, I forgot. Maybe it will come back after some time. But yes, Django, right? So there's a few things that I also want to mention regarding Django, right? So it uses a system called ORM, so Object Relational Mapper, to interact with databases, right? So basically, like I'm saying, I don't want to explain everything. This is just like introduction, like the basics. What I wanted to say is that in Django you have things like serializers, right? So basically you would create your models. So when I say model, I'm referring to a table, right? So you would normally say a table in SQL, but in terms of Django, it's referred to as a model, right? So you would create your models and all the model fields meaning the data types and all that stuff, the columns, right? And you would have a serializer. So a serializer basically is used so that you call the model that you want to refer to, or the model that you want to use, right? And that model you will you will, how can I say it, you will create like fields. So if you have a table with first name, last name, and age, right, but you want to create a view that will only work with the first name and last name, then you would create a serializer to specify those fields only. That's what a serializer is for. So I feel like I want to explain everything like in this video, but there's just a lot of things and I'm just going there and there and there and there, and it's kind of like confusing. So I'm just going to stick to the basics. So yes, what I wanted to mention is the fact that Django, right, is basically, you can say basically you're creating APIs, right? So it's used to create APIs as well, and then the APIs will be called in your front end so that you can be able to use those models or those APIs from your back end. So it will make sense once, you know, I explain it in detail. I will be uploading other videos where I explain to you guys models, views, URLs, you know, settings, app, and all that stuff, creating a Django project, creating an application, you know, all those things I will be uploading. So just stay tuned, you know, just follow my videos, you know, hit the notification bell so that you're updated whenever I drop a new video. Yeah, and then the second part says that it helps protect websites from common web security threats, which is important for keeping user data safe. So again, I will explain this part to you guys as we continue with the videos, right? So because this is just introduction video, I'm just sticking to introduction. Okay, so now that we have looked at what is Django, earlier on I did mention that when you want to create your tables, in this case it's referred to as models, right? Then you would have your file and it will be called models. Yeah, I will explain all that, but I want to explain to you guys, or you know, discuss the common Django model fields. So in this case, you know, you would refer to it as data type. So for example, you know, if we were still talking about SQL stuff, right, these are the data types or model fields that you can get when working with Django, right? So the basic field types, right, so we have a char field as well as a text field. So the char field is used for short to medium sized strings. The text field is used for large text fields. So it's kind of the same, but I mean, you know, when working with char fields, you need to identify, or you need to include the maximum length of that string, right? So you know, you would have your varchar, and then you would have the value to say that, okay, varchar, and then inside your bracket you would say 50, right? So that would be your maximum length, right, of how long the string should be. So that's how the char field works. But in terms of the text field, you just say text field. But again, and I'm still gonna say it again, I will explain all these things in my other videos. And then you have integer field for integer values, float, boolean. I mean, these things are basic things that, you know, you should know by now. If you've worked with, you know, SQL and all that stuff. But if not, then integer field is just for integer values, right? Numbers. Float, again, floating point numbers. Boolean, true or false, right? And then there's date field, datetime field, and time field, right? So first one, date field, right? It stores the dates without the time, right? So what's the date today? It stores that date only. Then the date time field, it stores the date as well as the time, so the current time, right? So if you are creating, for example, you are creating a new employee, right, and you want to store that data into your model or your table, right, then it will store the time in which you created that specific employee, so the date as well as the time. Then the time field is just for the time, right, without the date. And then we have specialized field types and relationship fields. So specialized field types are things like your email, URL, file, and image. So pretty self-explanatory, right? Images, if you want to store your images, so you need to ensure that you do give it some sort of like a path, right, in which, it will say that, okay, you need to save whatever the user will be uploading to this file path example. Same with the file field, right? Then URL field, email field, not really hectic, right? Then you have relationship fields. So in terms of relationship fields, we have, if you have worked with like database stuff like into detail, you would know that we have relationships, right? We have foreign keys, we have primary keys, we have one to many, many to many, many to one, things like that when it comes to your tables. So the nice thing about Django is that whenever you're creating a table, so if you have been following my other videos, when you're creating a table, you need to specify the primary key, right? The primary key field for that table. But the nice thing about Django, it automatically does that for you. So you don't have to specify the primary field key, right? So the primary field column, if I can put it like that, Django already does it for you. So the common one is your foreign key, right? So another thing in terms of foreign keys, we work with instances, right? I will explain it to you guys in another video, because one thing that I can say is that in other, like when we were working with SQL, right, you would normally say that, okay, this is my two tables. In the other table, I want the customer ID to be the foreign key in my delivery table, for example. But in this case, we don't do it like that. We don't specify the column, right? In Django, you specify the instance of the table, the instance of the model. Like I'm saying, I will explain it to you guys in other videos. So the other one is one-to-one field for one-to-one relationships, many-to-many field for many-to-many relationships. And then one more is the auto field, so an auto incrementing primary key. So that's if you really want to include it. But like I'm saying, Django does create for you your primary key field, and it automatically increments every time a new record is created. Okay. So basically that's it, right? I just wanted to introduce to you guys what Django is, the different model fields, and I think I probably said a lot and I got, not confused, but I just wanted to share everything at once, in this video. So in my other videos, I will be showing you guys things like serializers. We get views in Django, we get URLs, creating a project, working with, Python, manage.py, run server, and all that stuff. Like, it's a nice framework to work with, in terms of your back end, and you can just choose like your front end, what you want to work with. Normally I would say the best, obviously we're all different, we prefer different things, but for me personally, working with React.js as well as Django is better for me, right? So your React as your front end, and then you have your Django as your back end. So I will be doing all these videos. So for now I just want to get into Django. Once that is done, then I will be explaining to you guys some React, and we'll be doing some projects where we use both React as well as Django, right? So that's it for this video, guys. Please keep on watching my videos. To the subscribers, thank you so much. I know this channel is still growing, but thank you for everyone who subscribed. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think, any questions, any queries or whatever, just let me know. But I will be updating, uploading videos for you guys. And learning Django, I think it's an interesting framework to actually work with. So so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.